All right, very, very good. So looks like the short break was very, very short. Okay. All right. So let's go and resume. Okay, let's go and resume here. We were talking about that how the cloud looked like, and we said cloud is a pool of resources, right? So here's a pool of resources we have. Now, what do we have in this pool? Okay, what do we have as a part of this pool? So, um all these different resources in the pool, they are categorized into the different layer. So at the bottom, we do have an infrastructure layer, and this infrastructure layer sometime also called as a infrastructure as a services or IaaS, IaaS, right? Similarly, platform as a service and application as a service, and sometimes also known as a software as a service as well. Okay, so both are interchangeable. If I go and talk about the infrastructure layer actually gives you a lot of control on the resources. Okay, so for example, in the infrastructure layer, if you're going to be going and trying to use the compute service, with the help of the compute service, it's going to be giving you all the choice that what kind of an operating system, what kind of a software, what kind of configuration you want to go and build and choose. And you're going to have a full control on this machine. Okay, so you can create your own users, your own configuration, your own file system, your own stuff over there, and it is going to be pretty similar to the server. It's going to be pretty similar to the system you build in your own data center. Only difference is that you will not be having any kind of a responsibility of taking care of the hardware. That is something Amazon is going to be going and taking care of for you. You only say, okay, I take this system, I want to use Windows on it, or Linux on it, or Ubuntu on it, or Macintosh on it, or any other my favorite operating system. And then I want to go and install a database on it, or my application on it, or SAP on it, or whatever I wish. Okay, so I'm going to be having a full control on this one. Similarly, if I go and pick and choose a storage, a raw storage, a new disk is going to be given to me. It is going to be my choice that how many partitions I do need on it, what kind of file system I would like to go and create on it, how I wish to use it. Okay, that's going to be all my choice. It's going to be all given to me. In case if I go and move up there, if I say how the platform look like, okay, so or if I go one more level up, say application layer or a software as a service layer, this layer actually gives you all the convenience. Right? It gives you all the convenience. For example, if I go and talk about the collaboration or the communication piece of it, right now we are using a WebEx for communicating, for collaborating on this, on this training, on this meeting. Okay, so when we are using WebEx, we are just using WebEx on demand. We say, I want to connect, I want to participate, I want to share stuff with others. Okay, I want to share audio, I want to share video with others. So I want to use a WebEx, and I really don't care where the WebEx is running. Is WebEx running on .NET or Java or any other platform? I really don't care what kind of runtime environment Java is, the WebEx is running on. I also don't care that where my WebEx is running underneath. Is it running on Dell hardware? It is running on Windows? It is running on Linux? I leave all that for vendor to manage. Whenever I need to use or collaborate, I simply go and put a request in place, say, hey, I would like to go and use this service on demand. And here we are. Okay. And the best part is we are only going to be going and paying for the time we are using this service. If I'm going to be going and using it for 4 hours class, I just pay for the 4 hours. That's it. I'm done. And vendor is going to be going and making sure that this service is going to be available to me all the time. Okay. Sounds all good, isn't it? So very, very easy stuff to do. And that is, I think, a great thing about the cloud, that you do have a lot of convenience of using the services. Now, What the disadvantage we do have here is, when we got all the convenience, we lose control. Okay, we don't have any control on it. I cannot go and dictate that, hey, I want to use the WebEx, I want to use this collaboration or communication software, but I want to use it if you're going to go and run that on Java runtime environment. I will only use that if you're going to be going and using it on Windows machines. Okay, so I cannot go and dictate that. I cannot go and choose that one. That flexibility, that control is not with me. I have all the convenience but no control. So if you go to the application layer, you will have all the convenience but no control. But if you're going to be going and trying to make use of the infrastructure layer, you will have all the control but no convenience. Okay, so no convenience means, if I'm going to be going and saying I want to use this virtual machine, and if I go and choose and install Windows or Linux on it, it is going to be my responsibility to take care of that operating system. I need to ensure that I am patching it regularly. I have an antivirus installed for it. Okay, I do have all the security around it. I do have all the licensing around it. So I will be taking care of a lot of stuff onto the infrastructure layer where I need a control. Control comes with the responsibility. Okay, so convenience comes at the cost of the control. So platform sits right in between. It gives you some control and it gives you some convenience as well. So here in this training program, we are actually going to be going and exploring all these three layers and the different services in it. And then we are going to be looking at that how we can pick and choose the right services and recommend that to our customer. Okay, how we can go and recommend that to our customer. So for example, you may want to go and say, I want to go and use a virtual machine from the infrastructure layer, and then I want to go and pick a database from the platform, and then I go and pick the monitoring from the application part. And then I'm going to be going and joining all three components together to create one solution. Okay, then I will be having a one solution for it. So how do you choose that? How do you connect that? That is what we are going to be going and learning in here. Okay, does this make sense to you? Is this okay? Okay, all right, looks like Priyanka is not connected with the audio, so we can request Priyanka to disconnect and join back again. Okay, we can just simply request Priyanka to disconnect and try joining back again. So most of the time this help resolve. Okay. So what is the Office 365? Oh, Office 365 is a top application layer. It's a software as a service. Okay, where you don't have to worry about the platform, infrastructure, anything. You just go and use that on demand. Okay. All right. Very, very nice. Okay. Great. Awesome. So we are actually going to be going and starting our journey from the infrastructure layer. And within the infrastructure layer, we will go and begin with the compute. Okay, we'll go and check it out, that how the compute look like here. If you are going to go and build this pool of resources for your organization, if you say I'm going to go and create this pool of resources, okay, and I'm going to go and create that for my organization, I'm going to say I have my own data center. I do have all these different component services installed over there, configured over there, and I would like to all these services to be used, to be consumed only by my organization. I'm not going to go and open that up for the public. It's going to be private. It is going to be only for my organization, for all the different departments within the organization to use it, to consume it. Okay, so when you build a pool of resources and you keep it private, it is called as a private cloud. Okay, it's known as a private cloud. But when companies like Amazon, companies like Microsoft Azure, companies like Google, when they build a pool of resources, okay, when they build a pool of resources, and and then they and then they open that to the public, anyone can go and create their account and start consuming these services. Okay, so when that happens, so that becomes a public cloud.